Unmasking China's global grip, hidden struggles of emigrants exposed. In a world where freedom is cherished, a dark shadow looms over the lives of many who have fled China. An extensive investigation, part of the China Targets project by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ICIJ, reveals a chilling reality. The Chinese government is not just a distant threat but a pervasive force that reaches across borders to intimidate its own citizens living abroad. This project, which involves 42 media partners including the Irish Times, sheds light on the harrowing experiences of 105 individuals from 23 countries who have faced harassment and oppression from Chinese authorities in recent years. Imagine being in a foreign land, seeking safety and a fresh start, only to find that the long arm of the Chinese state is still reaching for you. Half of those interviewed reported that their family members back in China had been subjected to intimidation or interrogation by police or state security officials. Disturbingly, many of these threats began just hours after the individuals participated in protests or public events that the Beijing regime disapproved of. The investigation uncovered that 60 of the interviewees, many of whom chose to remain anonymous for their safety, felt they were being followed or surveilled in their new homes. 19 of them reported receiving suspicious emails or experiencing hacking attempts, a clear indication that the Chinese government is not just watching but actively trying to silence dissent. Among those interviewed were political dissidents from China and Hong Kong, as well as members of the Uyghur and Tibetan communities, all of whom shared their stories of fear and oppression. Lu Pengyu, a spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington, dismissed these allegations as groundless and claimed they were fabricated by a few countries to tarnish China's image. He insisted that there is no effort by China to target dissidents beyond its borders. In Geneva, where numerous UN bodies are headquartered, human rights activists and lawyers reported feeling surveilled and harassed by individuals they believed to be Chinese diplomats or government proxies. This raises serious concerns about the integrity of NGOs operating under the UN's consultative status, as an ICIJ analysis revealed that 59 out of 106 NGOs from China, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan are closely linked to the Chinese government or the Communist Party. Michelle Taylor, a former U.S. ambassador to the Human Rights Council, described this situation as corrosive, dishonest, and subversive, highlighting how these groups are masquerading as NGOs to obscure China's human rights violations. Kenneth Roth, who led Human Rights Watch for nearly 3 decades, emphasized that the Chinese government poses a unique threat to the global human rights system. He pointed out that to deflect criticism of its severe repression, particularly the mass detention of Uyghurs, Beijing is attempting to rewrite international human rights law. When it comes to Interpol, the investigation found that China is misusing this international police cooperation network to pursue dissidents and activists, often without the targets even knowing they are subject to Interpol red notices until they are stopped at border controls. Fortunately, Ireland does not have an extradition treaty with China, having suspended its arrangements with Hong Kong in 2020 due to the crackdown on political freedoms there. The investigation also revealed that during at least 7 of Chinese President Xi Jinping's overseas visits between 2019 and 2024, local law enforcement agencies infringed on protesters' rights to shield him from dissent. In February, when Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited Ireland, local police allowed a small group of Uyghur protesters to gather peacefully, but as the minister's convoy left, Garda vehicles positioned themselves to block the view of anti-communist banners from the Chinese leader's site. This investigation serves as a stark reminder of the lengths to which the Chinese government will go to maintain control and silence dissent, even far from its borders. The stories of those who have fled are not just tales of escape, they are urgent calls for awareness and action against a regime that seeks to extend its oppressive reach across the globe.